win or lose tomorrow, I think it's great for me to learn. Obviously, facing a player like Coco is, something people would kill to do.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that some of you guys were cheering for me, so I appreciate it a lot. And I hope you guys enjoy the next match. But thank you for cheering for me for now.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Super happy to be playing with Alex, and hope you guys can keep this up.
I'm sitting here right now, and I honestly don't even know how to process what I just watched. I finished the post-match press conference, pushed my chair back, took my headphones off, and stared at the wall for a solid 10 minutes. The gas tank was empty. That was the exact quote. That is what Eala told the world moments after walking off center court after one of the most brutal, sobering reality checks of her young career. And I have to be honest with you, hearing a professional athlete, especially someone this fiercely competitive, this mentally resilient, sit in front of a microphone and openly admit that her body failed her, it's heartbreaking. Truly. Tomorrow morning, the sports networks will roll out the highlight reels. They'll show Coco Gauff ripping forehands. They'll flash the 6-0, 6-2 scoreline. They'll frame it as a dominant, effortless day at the office for the American superstar. And they'll tell you the young challenger just wasn't ready. I'm begging you, do not buy that lazy, surface-level narrative. Do not let the media spin this into a story about a lack of talent. Or worse, a lack of heart. Because that is not what happened here. I'm looking at the raw data. I'm looking at the context of this entire week. And I'm telling you flat out, what we witnessed tonight was not a tennis match. It was a physical execution. This was the brutal, unavoidable law of human biology taking control on a tennis court. So let's take a breath and actually unpack what the gas tank was empty means in professional tennis, because casual fans wildly underestimate the physical cost of this sport. We spent the last 2 days hyping this matchup. We talked about Eala's elite baseline IQ, her footwork, her tactical discipline, how she was the perfect chess match kryptonite for Gauff's power game. But we ignored the most obvious warning sign of all. It was right there staring us in the face during her previous matches. This wasn't about nerves. It wasn't about belief. And it sure as hell wasn't about talent. This was about a body that had already given everything it had and had nothing left to give. And that truth is far more uncomfortable than the highlight reels will ever admit. Think back to how Eala even reached this quarterfinal. She didn't cruise here. She didn't get free points. She didn't serve her way out of trouble. She fought through grueling, agonizing matches, lung-busting, lunging marathons where she hit 0 aces. None. Every single point she earned came on the hardest difficulty setting imaginable. 10 shots. 15 shots. 20-shot rallies just to win 1 point. At the professional level, you cannot play that brand of tennis without paying a massive physical tax. You're borrowing energy from your future self. And today, the bill came due. When Eala walked out of the tunnel and stepped onto center court against Coco Gauff, she wasn't fresh. She wasn't even close. She was already running on fumes. You could see it in her eyes during the warm-up. You could see it in her movement, her feet reacting a fraction of a second too late. If you've ever tried to sprint when your legs feel like they're filled with wet cement. If you've ever tried to swing a racket when your shoulder feels completely dead. That's what she was dealing with. And the worst, most terrifying player on the planet to face when you have no legs is Coco Gauff. Because Coco doesn't care if you're tired. She's a different species of athlete, an apex predator who can run for 3 straight hours without blinking. The moment she saw Eala struggling to push off her back foot, there was no mercy. She stepped on the gas. She raised the pace. She dragged the match into a speed Eala simply could not survive. Stat sheet, because the numbers are screaming the truth. Eala's first serve points won, 32%. Guys, 32%. She landed 61% of her first serves, which tells you the toss and timing were still there. But the ball had no life. No penetration. No danger. And here's the part casual fans miss. A tennis serve is built from the ground up: leg drive, core rotation, explosive lift. When you have no legs, you have no serve. Eala wasn't serving, she was arming the ball into the box. Slow. Flat. Lifeless. Right into the strike zone of one of the most aggressive returners alive. Gauff was stepping 3 feet inside the baseline and teeing off. Nearly 70% of points won by Gauff on Eala's first serve. That is a tactical nightmare. That is soul-crushing. Imagine standing on the line, knowing your body is failing, hitting the best serve you can physically produce and watching it come back twice as fast for a clean winner before you can even recover to center court. And once the first serve collapsed, the pressure on the second serve became unbearable. In the previous round, we were losing our minds over Eala's absurd 74% second serve win rate. Today, against a rested, locked-in Gauff, it crashed to 40%. She couldn't kick it high enough. She couldn't get the depth. She couldn't buy herself time. And Gauff smelled blood. Relentless attacks. No hesitation. No let-up. Eala won just 19 receiving points in the entire match. 19. Not because she didn't read the serve. Not because she lacked tactics. But because she didn't have the explosive energy required to break through even on a day when Gauff's serve was vulnerable. This wasn't a skill gap. This wasn't a talent gap. This was exhaustion total, unavoidable physical depletion finally taking control. And that's the part the highlight reels will never show. But we also have to talk about the American superstar on the other side of the net because honesty cuts both ways. Coco Gauff won this match 6-0, 6-2. On paper, it's a comprehensive beatdown. But the uncomfortable truth is that she delivered that scoreline while playing a messy, mechanically flawed match. Gauff hit 8 double faults. 8. In a match that lasted just 14 games. She landed only 55% of her first serves. She was actively donating free points. She was opening doors wide open for Eala to climb back into the match. In a normal scenario against a fully rested Eala, that many double faults would be a death sentence. Eala would have punished the second serve, constructed points, and dragged Gauff into a miserable, grinding dogfight. But today was not a normal scenario. Because Eala was physically compromised, she simply couldn't capitalize. She generated only 2 breakpoint opportunities in the entire match and converted one of them. When Gauff handed her lifelines with double faults, Eala didn't have the cardiovascular capacity to sustain rallies long enough to close games. Early on, Gauff clearly realized the truth. My serve is a mess today. I'm double faulting, but it doesn't matter. Because her opponent could not physically hang with her in extended rallies. The raw numbers tell the story. Gauff won 55 total points. Eala won 33. That's a plus 22-point differential, an absolute blowout. Gauff hit just 1 ace, but she didn't need more. All she had to do was keep the ball in play and let Eala's fatigue finish the job. And if you want the undeniable proof of just how heavily exhaustion shaped this match, look no further than the momentum swings. Maximum consecutive games won? Coco Gauff? 10. 10 games. In a row. Try to process the psychological weight of that. You're Eala, playing the biggest quarterfinal of your life. The stadium is watching. You lose the first set 6-0 in minutes. You sit down at the changeover, gasping for air, telling yourself to stay alive. And then you immediately go down 4-0 in the second set. 10 consecutive games lost. That is what a completely empty gas tank looks like on a professional stat sheet. It's not a collapse. It's not choking. It's an avalanche, and once it starts, there is absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. Eala's maximum consecutive games won today was 2. That's it. 2 games, both coming at the very end of the match when she was running on nothing but raw adrenaline and pride. There was no fuel left. Just willpower. So the real question is this: where do we go from here? What is the actual takeaway from a match that ended in a 6-0, 6-2 blowout? For Coco Gauff, it's a massive sigh of relief. She survived a quarterfinal while serving poorly and relied almost entirely on her elite athleticism to carry her through. Deep down, she knows she caught a break. She knows her opponent was physically spent. Gauff moves on, but she and Brad Gilbert have a lot of work to do on the practice court. 8 double faults at this stage of a tournament is not sustainable. If she serves like this against a fully rested top 5 opponent, she will get punished badly. Now, for Eala and for the entire Eala army watching right now, I need you to hear this clearly. Do not let this scoreline break your belief in her. Do not view this match as a failure. View it as the most painful, necessary, and valuable learning experience of her career. She learned a brutal truth about life on the WTA Tour. You cannot survive at the elite level if every point requires a 30-shot rally. You cannot win Grand Slams if you are empty by the quarterfinals. She needs an easier way to win points. That means going back to the lab, refining the service motion, finding 2 or 3 free points per game. She needs a reliable 1-2 punch. She needs an ace because her baseline game is already world-class. Her tennis IQ is elite. Her heart is undeniable. But her body has limits. And the most encouraging sign of all? She sat in that press conference and said, the gas tank was empty. No excuses. No blame. No deflection. That is accountability. That is self-awareness. And that is the exact moment where good players become great players. This is where you either break or you turn the humiliation of a 10-game losing streak into fuel in the gym. Now I want to hear from you. Eala fans, are you heartbroken by the scoreline, or proud of her honesty? Do you think she must shorten points immediately, or will her fitness naturally catch up with time? And Gauff fans, are you celebrating the dominance? Or are those 8 double faults giving you real anxiety heading into the next round? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real, honest conversation about what we just witnessed. If you appreciate deep dive analysis that goes beyond the headlines, hit the like button, it helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next breakdown, because this story is far from over. Keep your heads up. I'll see you in the next one.